Hi everyone and welcome to today's video on Trinity Grade 1. Today we're looking at treble and bass clefs. So we're going to look at something special called the musical alphabet. Our normal alphabet runs from A to Z, but our musical alphabet, as you can see here, includes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then it stops there. We don't have a H, we don't have an I, we don't have a J and so forth. We don't have any of them. It just goes back to the beginning. So it's like a little loop. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, getting higher and higher. We put them notes on a stave, and at the start of the stave, in this instance, we're going to start with looking at the treble clef. Sometimes people call it the G clef, and that refers to the second line, where we draw our loop around, because that is the letter G, which goes there. It's not necessarily because it looks like a G. Here's a G, and here's your step. Okay, it's not quite like that, but some people help to remember it like that because they can see that this element here could be interpreted like a G before we come back and down upon ourselves. We have two exercises here, 1 and 2, which ask us to first of all trace the treble clef, drawing them as one continuous line. So don't go halfway, don't do this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Try and do it as one continuous line all the way around, making sure that our loop begins on that G line, the second line. And then exercise number 2 asks you to write 5 treble clefs, checking the curved line in the middle of the clef curls around the second line. So can you pause the video now and have a go at that for me? Excellent, so hopefully you've done exercises 1 and 2. So we're going to do them together. I'll just trace a couple of these. That's a very poor treble clef. Let's see if we can do this one better. That one's a little bit better. Hopefully yours are the same. I'm not going to patronise you by drawing all 5 of them. But now we'll do a couple of treble clefs for exercise 2. So there's already one. Here's another one. And I'm paying really close attention to make sure that the curved line goes around that G line. There we go. Okay, now we're going to look at our next clef. So this next clef is called the bass clef. This is generally for low pitched notes. And some people call it the F clef. Quite similar to the G clef. The F clef, where it starts, where it curves around, begins on the F line. This one's a bit easier to remember because if you look at the bass clef, some people, me, think that that looks a little bit like an F already. So it's quite easy to remember this one. Where that line comes out through the dots, that is an F. So exercises 3 and 4 ask us to do exactly the same as what we did before, which is to write over the dotted lines to make bass clefs, and then write me 5 bass clefs. So pause the video, have a go at that. Okay, so by now you should have had a go at 3 and 4. I'll do a couple with you. So here we're tracing an F clef with our 2 dots. Trace this with our 2 dots. And then exercise 4, we're going to write some bass clefs. So I'm going to make sure I check where that F line starts, loop around it, and then 2 dots either side of that F. I'm going to new one. Check where the F starts, loop around it, and 2 dots. Hopefully yours look great. If you think yours look even fabulous and more superb than mine, please send them in and we'll have a look at them. Thank you.